Okay, this is going to be a quick review of SLT 11 through 15 reassessment of distribution and factoring. So first I want to talk about the graphic organizer that you see in the reassessment. It looks like a triangle. And I have seen a few people look at this and say, well, 32 plus 12, 32, 33, 34, 44. And they wrote 44 in each of these boxes here. Now, while one of them is equivalent, and technically, I guess that could count as one of the corners of the triangle, what we're going for is not the sum, but rather an equivalent expression. And in order to write an equivalent expression, we have to find the factors of 32 and 12. Now remember that remember the definition of a factor. A factor is two factors multiplied together to get that number. You can also say that it is a number you can divide it by evenly. So you can go in order and list all the factors that way. You can use a calculator or a multiplication chart because you're at home and you should use all the tools available to you. So I could take my calculator and just do, well, okay, I know 32 is divisible by 1. (32 divided by 1 is 32. 32 is also an even number, which means that it is divisible by 2. 32 divided by 2 is 16. So 2 and 16 are factors. I don't think it's divisible by 3. Actually, no, it's not, because 3 times 10 is 30. 3 times 11 is 33. So 3 is not a factor. We have to check 4. There's no like clear-cut rule, but if it's even, you need to check for it. 32 divided by 4 is 8. That would be the other one we'd have to check. Because it's even, you have to check for 8. All right, the only numbers left in between 4 and 8 is 5, 6, and 7. So those are the only ones left that we're going to try. However, it doesn't end in a 0 or 5, so it's not divisible by 5. We'll try 6. 32 divided by 6. 5.3333. Not a factor. And I actually know that 7 times 5 is 35. So it's too close. 7's not a factor. These are the only ones. Okay, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32. Factors of 12. I know that 12 divided by 1 is 12. Not sure how much space to leave. Okay, 12 is even. So 12 divided by 2. Obviously, I know how to do this in my head. I'm just showing you that I'm using my calculator to model that you too can use your calculator. And then 12 divided by 3. I realized I was trying to model that I was using a calculator, but it wasn't in the screen. Okay, 3 and 4. All right, then you want to see which ones they have in common. GCF stands for greatest common factor. So that means the factors that are the same in each list. And that would be obviously 1, also 2, not 3, but also 4. 6, 12 didn't have in common. So 4 is the factor that they have in common that is the largest. Okay, we're going to use the greatest common factor to rewrite the expressions. So 4 times 8 and 4 times 3 equals 12. So I'm going to rewrite it as 4 times 8 and 4 times 3. This is the same as 32. This is the same as 12. Just rewriting it a different way. There is still a plus sign in the middle, so I'm going to put plus sign here. All right, you know we have lots of symbols for multiplication. You could use parentheses, you could use dots. I'm using the X as the times symbol right now because when you're typing it, it is easier to type with an X. Or with the parentheses, you could totally use the parentheses. And we will use the parentheses in this expression over here on the left. So we find a common factor so that we don't have to write as much, actually. We don't want to have to write the 4 times over and over again. We only want to have to write it once. So we'll write it once in front, and in parentheses, we'll write the things that we're multiplying by. We're multiplying 4 times 8. We're multiplying 4 times 3 and adding them together. These 3 expressions are all equivalent. We said that 32 plus 12 was 44. 32 plus 12 is still 44. 8 plus 11, if we do the parentheses first, no, not 8 plus 11. 8 plus 3 is 11. That's in the parentheses. And it's still being times by 4. 4 times 11 is 44. They are all equivalent to each other because they all equal 44. But they are written in different ways. So for this reassessment and this graphic organizer, I'm looking for the list of factors for each number, a common factor, and 2 equivalent expressions to the one that's given here, but in its factored form with the factor out in front, and the expanded form where it's saying 4 times 8 plus 4 times 3. It's expanded, it's all written out. Okay, so this is the expanded form. This is the factored form. This is the given expression. All right, so that's what I'm looking for. Oh my goodness. Maybe I can edit this stuff out. Okay, that's what I'm looking for in that reassessment. That's the 3rd slide. If you're having trouble writing on it, please add a text box to write on top of the graphic organizer. The other part is slide 1. You have to match the expressions. 3 strategies. You could take one of them and do the multiplication. 9 plus 12 is 21. 2 times 21 is 42. Go here and I could do, okay, I could do the addition over here, see if I can find one that equals 42. 12 plus 24 is 36. 18 plus 24 is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 42. All right, those 2 match. Yes. All right, so I can then drag and drop it over here when I turn it in. That is one strategy. Go ahead, add them up, multiply it, see if you get the same answer. Another strategy would be to go ahead and distribute, okay? 2 times 18, and I'm drawing an arrow to show you that I am multiplying the 2 and the 18. 2 times 8 is 16. There's a plus sign here. 2 times 10 is 20. So I could find 16 plus 20, those match. I like that strategy. A little less hunting and a little less hunting there. And now you know how to distribute. The 3rd strategy is 2-factor. The last strategy would be to take one of these into factor. So I could look at 15 and 6. 15 is not divisible by 2. But 6 is also divisible by 3. Yeah, okay, 15 is divisible by 3. So I could take the 3, factor it out front. And then inside, I have to kind of deconstruct it. I'm doing 15 divided by 3, which is 5, plus sign, because there's a plus sign. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. I can look here, and yes, 3 times parentheses 5 plus 2. So those are 3 different strategies. The only hiccup that you would have with that strategy for factoring is that there could be more than one common factor and only one option down here. So if you chose the wrong factor, you wouldn't find the match. And then, of course, the downside to just adding them up is you have to do all the adding and subtracting, adding and multiplying and then matching. It's a little bit for searching. So what I was going for with this first slide was to have you demonstrate that you knew how to distribute from this kind of expression to that. And then with the third slide, oops, I was trying to press clear. I was looking to see that with the third slide, I was looking to see that you knew how to start with this expression and then factor going the other way. But you didn't have to do it as many times. The second slide is just a proof that yes, whether you do it in the distributed form or the expanded form, they do equal the same value. All right, so actually there's 8 possible points on the first slide, 5 points for the second slide, 5 points for this slide. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But even if you missed something on one of the other slides, if you got all 8 right, you have a possibility of actually getting more. Excuse me, more than 15 points, okay? So these assignments are due on the 17th. That's the end of the quarter. Grades will be submitted on the 21st. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below or send me an email. If you have any questions about these 2 reassessments, probably just post the comments below. I'll see it more easily. Okay, great. Hope you have a great week. Let me know if you need any help and enjoy the sunshine. It's supposed to get warm soon.